A bit unsettled right now. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know what this is Talking Tough, a digital diary of sorts, to where I share my actual thoughts and my actual emotions and feelings to prompt you to do the same. And right now, I don't know. I'm starting this in the morning, and it's almost like I'm disgusted with myself. And I use disgusted. I was gonna say lightly, but not lightly. It's almost like you have so many goals and aspirations to where you're going to and where you're going through. And I don't even want to say I feel disgusted. There's a voice inside my head, the mind bully, negative voice, that makes you want to feel disgusted because you're not where you thought you would be yet. I'm 29. I say this all the time. I just want to share my story. But again, this is a digital diary. So if I ramble, who cares? And you, I was in worship just now, and it's crazy how I said I was disgusted, but I was in worship, and there's a song that I was singing. It's called "Pride of the Father," "Pride of a Father," whatever it's called, and it was beautiful because just the idea that no matter the stage you are in life, you're loved by Jesus Christ. You're loved by the Father. He has pride. He's proud of you, and he's proud of me, and that he recognizes what you're going through, and he knows that there's seasons and stages in life. But at the other hand, you know that, but why is it that sometimes, and not even now because I haven't been living in it, but sometimes you allow that negative voice to be loud, that voice of disgust, that voice of disapproval, that voice of, oh, you should be here, you should be here, that voice of comparison. It'll drive you into this state of work, 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 because you're trying to run away from this tag of embarrassment. And maybe it's not even embarrassment. It's just the self-esteem, the confidence. It's not really an issue for you. It's not for me. It's not. You know you have something inside of you. You know you have a gift. You know you have a purpose. Everybody watching, listening has a purpose, but you know like you're on the right track. But it's interesting how even when you know that, the negative voice can twist that. Even right now, as I'm speaking, it's like, bro, shut up. You're sounding stupid. They don't even get what you're saying. And it's an active resist. It's an active submit yourself to the word of God every single day. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything without God. I couldn't go forward without God. You could try, but then you're a shell of yourself. And I'm saying that to not even speak, but to go search into my story. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I don't allow myself to give myself enough grace. And I know you don't either because we're twins. I'm a twin, but we're triplets now. And why is that the case? Why do we think that it has to happen right now? And even for me, my routine is something of question. I spend most of my mornings in the Word and reading and writing about different topics in life because I know for you, and I know that if God gave you a gift, you're preparing. And it's almost like you're preparing for something that you can't see. And everybody, there's so much noise that says, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. And it's like, bro, like, I understand. And I understand on paper, it probably would make sense if I build a business, if I build a program, if I build coaching products. But for me, if I don't emotionally resonate with it, I don't know. I don't want to do it. But again, that's not business-like because, oh, if you know something and you can help somebody package it, do it one time and do it. And obviously, bottom line, you got to have a family, a house, a wife, and you got to think towards that, Lawrence. You can't just all be creative. Like God gave you a brain too. And it's just weird. It's an interesting spot that I'm in. And sometimes I think like, man, I need a mentor. I have a holy mentor and I have people around me to be a guide and a guard for me. And I'm having a challenge to where I break my routine to do anything else because I think that I know it all. And so it gets from, on one end, it's disgust, but on the other end, it's judgmental. And so I find myself in a balance of those two all the time. And it's interesting because 2 days ago, I took this camera out and I was just like, let me go back to the basics because I was overthinking about angles and composition and how to do videos. But I'm like, wait, before video even was a thing for me, I was learning about photography and I liked photography. And I was just outside in a park, like 2 minutes away from my house. And I was just taking all these pictures of the sunset and I was just learning. I'm like, bro, I like this. I don't know why I like this. I like just being out there and taking pictures of people and places and things and just experiencing the beauty that God made. And then I can listen to like a book or something. I just like that. I believe it's one of the only things that keeps me at ease and still. I don't know. It's just interesting that what are the ways that we can get back to the basics in our lives, and what are the ways that we can honor our steps. Even as I'm speaking right now, it's weird. I feel like a uncomfortability, even though I've done this so many times. But it's like, how do you place yourself in situations that push you, but not push you on the span of work, 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 work? If you know that's you, if you have the privilege of knowing yourself that you work, 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 how do you stay in the middle? And you honor your steps and you stay patient. That's, again, I've said this in the last 3 or 4 podcasts, I think, and patience is a thing that I'm learning for sure. But it's almost like patience with allowing yourself to take on counsel, but also standing in conviction with what you're doing and who you're growing into. It's an interesting place, and you need Jesus. I don't know how you do it without him. You can't. You need Jesus for this. And I don't like to keep labeling myself as a people pleaser and a recovering people pleaser and an overthinker, but I do tend to overthink. Even for this, I was going to say, okay, bro, I got this little wire that I just hook up to my phone and be like, bro, just do it audio and then we can come back later and do the video. But now it's like, bro, you want to get somewhere, you have goals, do it. But you don't have to put so much pressure on you doing it. Just do it. You showing up. Even that's why that song earlier, Pride of the Father, it made me tear up because it's like, I'm proud of you. No matter what you think, the negative voice that's telling you that, oh, you got to do this, I'm proud of you. It's the pride of a father. It's a proud of a father. I have that pride that Jesus Christ afforded me with. And you got to speak that over your life, and I do that as well. And so, hey, I love you. Be able to have moments of self-reflection. Self-reflection is crazy. Self-reflection, introspection, to go inwards and to uproot the negative lies that you've agreed with, the limiting beliefs, because that's what I'm doing. If I'm close and personal, that's the point right now, because it's a digital diary. So you should see in my big fat head and in my cracked tooth. Oh, well, that's how it goes for right now. So, hey, I love you. Have an amazing day.